Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder. Today we are diving into a filing from Herc Holdings Inc. You might think equipment rentals are boring, but wait until you see what kind of bonuses executives are getting. It might make you want to rent a bulldozer and, well, you know. This report tells us about some special stock awards given to one of the top guys at Herc. We're going to break down what those awards are, how they work, and what they might mean for the company's future. Before we get started, if you like getting straight to the point insights from corporate documents, make sure you're subscribed and join our Discord community linked in the description below for more discussion. So this filing is an 8K, which is like a quick update a company sends to the Securities and Exchange Commission, or SEC, to announce important events. This particular 8K is all about executive compensation, meaning what the big bosses are getting paid. The main event here is that on May 15, 2025, the Compensation Committee of Herc Holdings decided to give some special retention equity awards to R&D Birnbaum, who is the Chief Operating Officer or COO of the company. Think of the COO as the person who makes sure the company's day-to-day operations run smoothly. These awards are designed to keep him around. These aren't just any ordinary awards. We're talking about equity awards, which means they're tied to the company's stock. The total value of these awards is $1 million. That's a serious chunk of change. This $1 million pie is split in two. Half of it, or $500,000, comes in the form of restricted stock units, or RSUs. Think of RSUs as a promise to give someone company stock in the future, as long as they stick around and meet certain conditions. The other half, another $500,000, is in performance stock units, or PSUs. These are similar to RSUs, but they have an extra twist. Whether or not the executive gets these shares depends on how well the company performs. It's like saying, if you help us hit these goals, you get the stock. Let's talk about the RSUs first. These will cliff vest on the 3rd anniversary of when they were granted. Cliff vest sounds a bit scary, but it just means that after 3 years, if Aaron is still with the company, he gets all the stock at once. Now for the PSUs. These will vest on December 31, 2027, but only if the company hits certain performance targets set by the compensation committee. So it's not just about sticking around, it's about making the company do well. So what are these performance targets? Well, the committee chose 2 key metrics, average ROIC and average EBITDA margin. ROIC stands for return on invested capital, which is a measure of how well the company is using its money to generate profits. EBITDA stands for revenue less expenses before interest, taxes, depreciation, and amortization margin, which is a measure of the company's operating profitability. The committee decided that ROIC will count for 40% of whether or not Aaron gets the PSUs, and EBITDA margin will count for 60%. So EBITDA is a slightly bigger deal in this case. The fine print of these RSUs and PSUs is governed by the company's standard terms and conditions, which you can find in other documents they've filed with the SEC. It is important to know that there is a lot of detail in those documents and you can check them out yourself. The report was signed by S. Wade Sheik, Senior Vice President, Chief Legal Officer and Secretary. Think of them as the person responsible for making sure the company follows all the legal rules. Now let's zoom out and think about what this all means. Giving big stock awards to executives is a way for companies to try and keep their top talent happy and motivated. By tying these awards to performance, the company is hoping that Aaron will work extra hard to make sure Herc Holdings does well. On the one hand, if the company does great, then it seems fair that the executive gets rewarded. But on the other hand, some people might argue that these kinds of payouts are excessive, especially if the company's performance isn't all that amazing. It is important to keep in mind that companies will always try to show the most positive spin. But let's look behind that. It appears that Aaron is well aligned with company goals, but whether or not the award structure is something that all stakeholders would agree with is a question that is worth thinking about. Alright, that's our breakdown of this Herc Holdings filing. What's your take on these executive compensation packages and what they mean for the company's future? Drop your thoughts in the comments. If this analysis was valuable, hitting that like button really helps, and subscribe for more deep dives. Don't forget to check out the Discord in the description. Thanks for watching and see you next time.